There's a tiny gland deep inside your brain, and it might just be the key to unlocking your spiritual vision. Hidden in darkness, it waits, quiet, ancient, and full of secrets. It's called the pineal gland. Some ancient traditions call it the third eye, not because it sees with sight, but because it sees with soul. Imagine a door inside you that's always been there, but you never had the key. That's the pineal gland. And when it's awakened, you don't just see the world. You feel its heartbeat. Have you ever wondered, why do some people seem deeply connected, grounded, peaceful, even radiant, while others feel stuck, blocked, always searching? You can meditate for hours, read every sacred book, attend every retreat, and still feel like something is missing, like you're standing at the edge of something immense, but unable to step in. The truth is, your spiritual energy isn't just about thoughts, beliefs, or even practices. It's also about what you put into your body. What you eat either lights the flame inside you or covers it in smoke. Sometimes the answers don't lie in the stars, but in our kitchens, in the quiet choices we make 3 times a day. And that's what we're going to explore today. Not just food as nutrition, but food as a spiritual force, as a teacher, as medicine for the soul. Because when you choose what you eat with intention, you're not just feeding your body, you're feeding your vibration. Personal story to anchor the journey. A 35-year-old woman I know had been on the spiritual path for years. Her bookshelves overflowed with sacred texts. Her mornings began with incense and meditation. Her body flowed through yoga like it was prayer. And yet, despite all that, she still felt like something wasn't quite clicking, like she was reaching out, but never quite touching the divine. She told me there was an ache, not in her body but in her being, a quiet loneliness that lingered even in moments of peace. At first, she thought she just needed to meditate more, or go deeper into her breath work, maybe attend one more retreat. But nothing changed until something unexpected happened. She began to look not just inward, but into her kitchen, into her plate. She started simply: warm lemon water in the morning, raw cacao in the evenings before meditation. At first, it felt small, almost too small to matter. But then, she noticed something. Her dreams became more vivid, like stories written in light, colors brighter, messages clearer. Her intuition sharpened. She could walk into a room and feel the energy like a song. She could sense people's hearts before they spoke. Her thoughts slowed down, not dull, just calm, like still water reflecting the sky. She laughed more, not because life got easier, but because her spirit felt lighter. And one day, while slicing fruit for breakfast, she looked up and whispered something to herself. "I feel like I've come home." So often, we search for answers in ancient wisdom, in rituals, in distant teachers, and we forget that sometimes the sacred lives in the simple. What if the foods we choose are not just fueling our bodies, but shaping our spiritual energy? What if your food is either feeding your light or dimming it? The link between food and spiritual energy. The body eats food, but the soul feeds on vibration. And every bite we take, every drop, every grain, carries not just nutrients, but energy, an imprint, a memory of where it came from, how it was treated, how alive it truly is. That's why some foods leave us feeling heavy, dull, or anxious, while others seem to lift the veil, brighten the world, and soften the noise in our minds. Spiritual energy is delicate, like smoke, like mist. It responds to the unseen. It rises when we honor it, and it dims when we ignore it. And inside the center of your brain, there's something ancient and mysterious, something the sages called the seat of the soul. The pineal gland, tiny, almost hidden, but powerful beyond measure. For centuries, mystics believed this was our third eye, the portal to inner vision, to dreams, to higher knowing. But like any sacred instrument, it must be cared for, protected, purified, and in the modern world, it's under quiet attack. Not by swords, but by substances. Fluoride in the water, heavy metals in the food, stimulants in every cup. toxins in the air we breathe. All of them cloud the lens of this inner eye. They calcify what was once crystalline. So if you've ever felt like your intuition was muffled, your dreams faded, or your meditations were stuck in silence, perhaps your third eye wasn't closed. Perhaps it was simply starved. The food you eat doesn't just nourish your organs, tunes your frequency, it shapes your perception, colors your inner world. You are not just feeding your body, you're feeding your vibration. 5 foods that unlock your energy. Let's begin with something ancient, something that doesn't just feed the body, but warms the heart from the inside out. Raw cacao, not the sugary chocolate we've come to know, but the sacred seed used in ceremonies for thousands of years. It's rich in magnesium, a mineral that softens the body's tension. And even more than that, it opens the heart chakra, gently, like petals unfolding at sunrise. I often invite people to prepare it as a ritual: warm cacao in a handmade cup, sipped slowly before meditation. It feels like sipping sunlight. Then there are blueberries, so small, so simple, yet inside each one is a burst of life force and protection. These berries are packed with antioxidants, tiny guardians that sweep the fog from your brain and help you see with clarity. I recommend eating them in the morning, just after waking, as a thank you to your body, your mind, and this day. Pair it with journaling, even one sentence of gratitude, and you'll feel the frequency shift. Then comes one of the most powerful allies on this journey, spirulina, or its sister, chlorella. These are ancient, single-celled beings here long before us, and they know how to clean. Rich in chlorophyll, they help pull heavy metals from your system, those silent blockers of your pineal gland's light. I take it with a moment of intention, not just as a supplement, but as a prayer. I say, cleansing light enters me, and I imagine the shadows leaving with every breath. Next, we honor the golden root, turmeric, a spice of warmth, of healing, of fire. It cools inflammation, not just in the body, but in the mind. It helps settle the noise, clear the static. My ritual is golden milk at night. Turmeric, almond milk, a pinch of black pepper, warmed with care. And as I drink, I whisper, I release, I renew. Finally, we arrive at something we touch every day but rarely revere: water. Not just any water, spring water, alive water, water that hasn't forgotten its path through the earth. You see, the body is mostly water, so your energy flows, or blocks, depending on what you pour into yourself. I drink only non-fluoridated water, and before I sip, I bless it. Thank you, cleanse me, carry the light, because water holds memory. It listens. It listens to your voice, your fear, your faith. Speak light into it, and it will carry that light into every cell of your being. 5 foods that block your energy. There are things we put into our bodies, not out of malice, but out of habit, that slowly, quietly drain our light. The first is refined sugar. It rushes in like a false friend, offering a high that vanishes, leaving confusion in its place. You feel the spike, the crash, the fog behind your eyes, the veil over your intuition. But there's a gentler way to sweeten your path. With dates, with honey, gifts from the earth that don't rob you of your center. Try going 24 hours sugar-free. Write about it. Feel it. Let your body speak its truth. Then there's the water we drink, and it matters more than we've been told. Fluoridated water may seem harmless, but it's been linked to calcification of the pineal gland, the very seat of your soul's perception. That's why I choose spring water, filtered and blessed, because your energy is only as clean as the river you drink from. And don't forget your toothpaste. Switch to fluoride-free. One small shift can open a silent door inside you. Processed meats carry a kind of energy that weighs down the subtle body. It's not just about the meat. It's about how it was raised, how it was treated, and how that pain stays in the flesh. I ask myself, is this feeding my soul? And often the answer leads me to lentils, to plants, to life that gives without taking. You can feel the difference, not just in digestion, but in dreams, in stillness, in how the body whispers. Artificial additives, MSG, food dyes, chemicals with names we can't pronounce. They hijack the system. They overstimulate, confuse, clutter the channel between mind and spirit. That's why I cook simply. Whole foods, nothing hidden, nothing loud, just quiet nourishment. And I eat in silence. No phone, no noise, just presence, just gratitude. Alcohol, it numbs, it disguises. It cuts you off from the whispering wisdom that lives in your subtle body. It may make the world feel softer, but it also makes your soul harder to hear. Instead, I turn to herbal teas, tulsi, chamomile. They carry the earth's calm into my bloodstream. Want to feel the shift? Try a 7-day alcohol-free reset. Not a punishment, but an invitation to come home. Food as a spiritual ritual is not just what you eat, it's how you eat it that shapes the energy you receive and the light you carry. Eating can be a sacred act, not just fuel, but a daily prayer, a return to presence through the body. In our fast lives, meals often become background noise. But what if they became moments of awakening? Every time you eat, you have a choice: to rush or to honor the life that went into your nourishment. One simple ritual can shift your entire state. Before each meal, light a candle. Let that flame remind you, this is not just eating. This is communion with life itself. Take 3 slow, conscious breaths. Inhale gratitude. Exhale hurry. Let your body soften. These breaths, they prepare the body, but also open the soul to receive more than just nutrients. Then, bless your meal. Speak to it. Whisper an intention like, "May this food awaken my light within." The food responds, not in sound, but in energy. Everything you eat carries memory, and your words shape it. In silence, in slowness, you begin to feel not just the taste, but the vibration. Eating this way becomes prayer, a way to return home to the body. Again and again, each bite a footstep. You begin to realize food is not just matter. It's a carrier of spirit. And you are not just a consumer. You are an alchemist, turning substance into soul. 7-day spiritual food reset. Imagine taking just 7 days, 7 days where you choose to honor your body, your mind, and your spirit through the food you bring in. For these 7 days, invite into your life the 5 foods that open your energy. Raw cacao, blueberries, spirulina or chlorella, turmeric, and pure spring water. At the same time, gently let go of the 5 foods that cloud and block your light. Refined sugar, fluoridated water, processed meats, artificial additives, and alcohol. This is not about strict rules or judgment. It's an invitation to see what happens when you become mindful of what feeds your soul, not just your body. As you move through each day, carry a journal with you. Note your dreams, your moments of clarity, the subtle nudges of your intuition. You may notice your mind clearing, your heart opening, your inner light growing brighter in ways you never expected. Remember, you don't have to be perfect. No one is. What matters is the intention behind each bite, the love you bring to your choices. This 7-day reset can be a beginning, a small step toward deeper connection with yourself and the sacred energy that flows through all things. What might happen if you give yourself this gift? If you open your table to light and nourishment, and close the door gently on what dims your spirit? The journey is yours to explore, with patience, kindness, and a heart ready to awaken. You don't need to travel across continents or seek hidden temples to begin your awakening. Sometimes, the sacred path reveals itself quietly, simply, in the act of choosing your next meal. This moment, right now, holds the power to shift your energy, to open a door you didn't even know was there. Speak these words softly to yourself. My body is sacred. My food is a prayer. My energy is free. Let these words settle deep within your heart like a gentle mantra. Remember, food is not the final destination on your spiritual journey. It is a doorway, a humble but powerful invitation to step into your true self, to awaken your light. When you approach your meals with reverence, with gratitude, with intention, you honor the sacred connection between body, mind, and spirit. This journey is gentle, tender, and open to all who wish to awaken. And every small step toward mindful nourishment can ripple outward, transforming your entire being. So I invite you, try the 7-day spiritual food reset. Notice how your dreams deepen, your intuition sharpens, your presence softens. Share your journey in the comments below. What shifted for you? What new light did you discover within? Your story may inspire someone else's awakening. If you want to continue receiving gentle spiritual guidance, daily rituals, and deeper awakenings, subscribe and walk this path with us. Your light is not just your own. It is needed now more than ever in this world. Let it shine freely and beautifully,